Herschel Walker says he is not deterred by the latest revelation from an abortion report scandal.
The Georgia Republican Senate candidate says that the entire controversy, in his mind, is politically motivated.
The Democrats are desperate to hold on to this seat here. And they're desperate to make this race about my family because they know they don't want to talk about Joe Biden and Raphael Warnock, what they've done to Georgia families. They're desperate to hold on to power. They're willing to say and do anything. But let me tell you this, I'm not deterred.
The Daily Beast reported Wednesday that the woman who claims Walker paid for her abortion 13 years ago is also the mother of one of his children. Walker has adamantly denied the claims. Of course, that is important or relevant potentially to voters because of his position opposing abortion access.
Joining us now is CBS News political reporter Aaron Navarro. Aaron, you attended Herschel Walker's event earlier today. Tell us about what you saw and heard, because he spoke with conservative radio host Hugh Hewitt earlier today and said one thing, and reporters asked him about that, and he appears to be saying something else. Clear things up for us.
Hi, Errol. That's correct. He was asked on the Hugh Hewitt show this morning. He said, even if I deny that happened, but even if I did, it wouldn't be such a bad thing. He was asked about that at the presser today, and he's continued to deny, said he was referring to something else, said what his son Christian Walker has been talking about. He has no idea, said he loves him, but he has no idea what he's talking about. Now, as far as the event today, he ran through the bio, talked about his NFL career, but also talked a lot about redemption and maybe indirect allusion to this week for him, to this crowd, this probably tapping into that evangelical conservative lane, talking about redemption, talking about God. He released an ad yesterday titled Grace, so he's really tapping into that. Now, at the gaggle, he was also asked if he's talked to any of the mother of his other children. He said no. Why would I have to do that? And that's kind of the theme of how he's been engaging with this topic. He's been denying it, calling it false, calling the Daily Beast reporting untrue. And, he was asked about it again, and he said Democrats are desperate to change the topic from Joe Biden, who does have a low approval rating here, and Senator Warnock, who is running against. So that's a little bit about what I heard today.
Well, Aaron, we should also explain, I think, a little bit that when he was talking about his son, in that case, his son seemed to indicate that he believed that these claims by the woman and claims that his father had paid for an abortion were in fact true. His son being a Republican as well, so potentially significant. But if you can kind of unravel all of the messiness of it, just at its very base level, a scandal like this used to be disqualifying for a candidate, not just because of all the messiness about his personal life, but also about what seems to be hypocrisy about a position that he took. That doesn't seem to be the case anymore, because we hear him announcing that he's got great fundraising numbers and that he feels like he's getting even more support as a result. Are Georgia Republicans likely going to prioritize the Republican Party vote over how they feel about Herschel Walker as a candidate when casting their ballots in November? What are people telling you?
So the snapshot of voters I talked to here at this event, which is at a lumberyard, a bit out of the way on the road, to voters that wanted to come and see Herschel Walker, had to make the commitment to come out here. They talked about how it may disappoint them if it's true. They don't believe it's true. They say they trust the word of Herschel over the Daily Beast. And I asked, if it was true, would that impact your vote at all? And they said no. They think that Herschel Walker lines up with their values when it comes to the economy, when it comes overall to abortion, when it comes to immigration, a lot of those conservative red meat topics. And I asked, is there any scenario where you sit this election out, you don't vote for Senate, but you vote for Governor Kemp? And they said no. They think Herschel Walker is their guy. They don't seem to think that there's something that could sway their vote to Warnock or sway their vote to not voting at all. So the Republican base here in Georgia, and when you look even nationally, when you look at Rick Scott, Senator Lindsey Graham, who have put out statements in support of Herschel Walker, they're sticking by Herschel's side for sure.
Really an interesting point that this Senate race is not necessarily the most important on voters' minds, especially with that gubernatorial race that's so important there in Georgia as well. All right, Aaron, thank you.
Thanks for having me.